Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I have something special to show you. So today we'll be looking at three very important leaks which we have got that is related to OpenAI and their next flagship model. So firstly, OpenAI showed their strawberry model, which we have been talking about I think since months, to federal departments and national security officials. So what did they show? What test did they perform on strawberry model, and how do the current language models perform on that test? We'll be looking at that. And they used this strawberry model to develop Orion. So what is Orion and what leaks do we have about Orion? We'll be looking at that as well. And the next thing is that OpenAI is trying to launch strawberry by the end of this year. I mean, maybe after the elections, somewhere in November or December. That is what they're trying to do. So we'll be looking at these three topics. So before we move on, it is very important to have a clear understanding of what strawberry actually is. So this is this article from Less Wrong, and if you go scroll down here, you can see strawberry is a research project which was done by Ilya Sutskever, and he was developing a math solving model called Q-star, and Q-star is, as many say, renamed to strawberry. So this is a model, if you give it the opportunity and time, then it will consider all parts of a command or question that the user has asked it to execute, which significantly improves its performance. So if you look at this blog post here, actually Ilya Sutskever told about this model. So improving mathematical reasoning with process supervision. So he says, we have trained a model to achieve a new state of the art in mathematical problem solving by rewarding each correct step of reasoning. That is process supervision, instead of simply rewarding the correct final answer. I have already made a video regarding this, where the CEO of Cohere AI has told that OpenAI, Anthropic and all of them are working on this kind of training, on this kind of synthetic data. If you have not watched that video, I will be highlighting that in the I section or in the comment section, in the description as well. So what this actually means is that you can see, instead of directly rewarding the model, what they are doing is they are rewarding the model for following an aligned chain of thought, since each step in the process receives precise supervision. Also, this encourages the model to follow a human approved process. So the current models that we are using, it directly spits out the answer from its training data, and it doesn't actually understand the nuance of it. But this model, that is process supervision, it has been rewarded for every step it uses. So it inherently follows chain of thought without any prompting technique or prompt engineering. So how good is this model? So they compared this model with the normal model. So this orange one is the process supervised model, rewarding every step, and this is output supervised model, rewarding the final answer. So here you can see they have told that not only does the process supervised reward model perform better across the board, but the performance gap widens as we consider more solutions per problem. So here you can see this model performs significantly better. They show that this shows us that the process supervised reward model is much more reliable. So this is what strawberry is, a reasoning model which goes step by step, thinks about a solution, thinks about a question, and then reaches to an answer. And this model was actually shown to the Americans' national security officials. What they understood, that if this model was given additional time to think, it could also answer customers' question about subjective topics and product marking strategies. Also, strawberry can solve math problems which it hasn't seen before. So these could be the problems which have not been in the training data, but the model is able to solve because of its step-by-step approach. So they also showed this to the officials, and they actually solved the New York Times connection puzzle, which is a crossword puzzle, and strawberry was completely able to solve it. So if you head over to the New York Times website, this is the connection game. So I actually tried this test. Here you can see you have actually 16 words. So let me just open in a private window. So yeah, so this is the connection game. So if you click on play, here you will have 16 words. Okay, so if you just look in the details, here you can see you have 16 words, and which can be grouped into 4. So each group will have 4 words, and each items in the group will have something in common. For example, here you can see pendulum, yo-yo, tea bag, and tetherball. So Here you can see these are 4 things, and what is common between these things are they all are connected through a string. So if you submit this, and you can see found at the end of a string. So like this, the rest of the words will fall into a common group. So I actually posted this on Twitter that I tested Claude 3.5 Sonnet and connections, and it could only find 1 pair out of 4. So here you can see it tried to guess the problem. I pasted the problem and told that solve this New York Times connection question, and it tried to come up with the answers, but all the 4 answers are wrong. Just the second one is right, that is playground equipment. Here you can see in the previous photo that it got this one right, playground equipment. So Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which is the state of the art model and one of the best model, got only 1 right out of 4. And Strawberry, according to what the researchers are claiming, it got all the 4 correct. So now you can understand the level of improvement we are going to see with the release of Strawberry model. So now talking about the release of the Strawberry model, what they have found out is Strawberry is very expensive and very slow when it comes to inference time. So the researchers are trying to launch the new AI model Strawberry as soon as this fall. So the chatbot version will be smaller and simplified version of the Strawberry model, because it is very large and it takes a lot of compute. So they will probably perform distillation, that is we have been seeing the old GPT-4 model was very large and very inefficient, but they tried to make smaller and simplified version of it, and that is how we got GPT-4 Turbo and various other models through distillation. So they might be using this kind of distillation so that they can get a small model of small version of Strawberry, but if it will be good enough so that it could be launched, that is something that they are trying to solve. So we may or may not see Strawberry by the end of this year after the elections, obviously. But what is important is that the main purpose of Strawberry is to produce synthetic data for Orion, their next big LLM. So this is also something which was leaked by the information that OpenAI is working on their next state-of-the-art model, that is Orion. So they are using the bigger version that we saw the results of Strawberry, that big version of Strawberry, to generate data for training Orion. And obviously, as it said, that kind of AI generated data is called synthetic. So it is synthetic data. So the coming Orion model will have many other advancements, including the Strawberry, and that will be the next flagship model, and that is something which we have been waiting and we have been talking all about. So Orion seems to be something new, but let me just show you one thing. You can see Jimmy Apple's latest tweet. He's one of the very accurate leakster when it comes to OpenAI. He posted this article that says about the Strawberry model and Orion model, and he says, yes, have been waiting since last year for this. So he also pinned his last year's message, and you can see this is November 25, 2023, nearly a year ago, and this constellation is Orion. So Orion is not a new thing which OpenAI is working. I believe Strawberry could be the model that they developed for research, or it could be a subset which Ilya Sutskever was working regarding math and all of that. But the outcomes of Strawberry and all other researchers which is happening in OpenAI, the result of all that research is going to be Orion. So in a May event, that is AI for Good Summit, in that Altman say that we feel like we have enough data for our next model. So he might be referring to Orion, and this is just 2 months before. I think this is after GPT-4 was launched. So now the question comes, will OpenAI launch something by the end of this year? It could be the distilled version of Strawberry, which is very good at math, or it could be the very awaited GPT-4 successor, that is Orion, which we have been calling GPT-5. I think they are under very much pressure and they will have to do something, because as you can see, according to the latest release by Bindu Reddy, she's telling that Anthropic will launch Opus 3.5 shortly, and it will continue to take share from OpenAI. And she says that almost all of her enterprise workloads run on Claude 3.5 Sonnet today, and even I agree with that. There might be many things happening in the leaderboard and all of it, but in my personal day-to-day usage, I can clearly say that 3.5 Sonnet is way better than GPT-4o, because it just understands me when it comes to coding and all of it. Now just imagine that having Claude 3.5 Opus, Gemini 1.5 Ultra with the Gemini 2 starting release around December or earlier in the next year. So there are many things that are going to release, and at this time OpenAI might have to actually come up with something. What I believe is, as soon as Anthropic releases their Claude 3.5 opus, they will not have anything to release for quite some time. Claude 4 series of models will be a significant step, and they will need some time for it. I think at that time OpenAI will come up with their Orion model, and they will have a very good leap for a longer time. So that could be a time. So this could be end of December or earlier next year. So what do you guys think? When will OpenAI come up with their next much awaited model? It's been, I think, quite a while now. Share your thoughts down in the comment section, and if you want to see the training data that has been used for OpenAI, click this video at the top right corner. Thank you guys for watching.